We might have some audio issues. If you can hear it, then just hold tight. What is going on here? We've had this plugged in. We have this Facebook.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay. This might have worked. Yep. Okay. We're good. All right. It's time to go to the show here. Hang on, folks. We're gonna yeah. All right, here we go. And
Surprise.
yeah. I don't know what the hell that was about. Anyways, hey, welcome to another edition of Modern Day Thrive. I am your host, Dean Baker. And with me on the other side of the screen is George. How you doing, George?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. That's me screwing around. All right, we're not going to stand by anymore.
No. Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's start out with the like, follow, and share. So Modern Day Thrive, it's about side hustle. It's about multiple streams of income. I know that one's your favorite.
I love
It's about starting a small business, starting a large business. It's about
any kind of business.
Cryptocurrency, which has been a real
Appreciate
fun
the
topic here. We've already got a like.
We do.
Somebody's been, oh, look at who that is.
I don't see any viewers, but that's okay.
Oh, no. Well, see, the little viewer tab doesn't always,
it's not
it doesn't always show accurately. But that would be my brother. He must be done traveling for the week. And yes, Modern Day Thrive. It's about all those things that kind of, we know what we want. We want to not have to punch somebody else's time clock to earn our keep.
You don't know how bad I want that.
We don't want that. We want to be able to. We posted a comment. Back to the cold. We want to be able to earn our way. We want to be able to.
2 likes. Appreciate the likes.
Wow, another one already. Oh, hey, that's talent
awesome.
from a couple weeks ago. I'm glad you could join us.
Still got
you still got to contact me there. The show. How many episodes have we been doing? About 70? I think we're in the 70s.
I keep losing track, but we got to be in the 70s.
I think we're in the 70s. So 70 episodes. Pushing through 2 years.
Yeah.
We've been at the show right early on in the days of the pandemic, which is, hopefully we'll outlast the pandemic completely.
Right.
So, anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. Desperately trying to stop punching somebody else's time clock. That's give yourself the freedom of.
Well, you've been doing that for
setting
years.
I'm working. Yeah, absolutely. But give yourself the freedom of setting your own schedules.
Yeah.
Of course, schedules aren't freedom. It's not freedom.
No,
it's not freedom. If you want to earn a living,
you're tied to something.
Your freedom goes away.
Yeah.
But you get to really kind of captain your own ship, as opposed to swabbing the decks on somebody else's ship.
Passive income sources, it could potentially give you more freedom.
Yeah, and I'm a late bloomer, so the whole passive streams, the whole multiple streams, the getting into the crypto, trying to do things. I'm a late bloomer to that.
Sure.
I was really trying to build a business, and I built a business, but. You know what? The funny thing is about a business is you're only as good as you are right this very moment.
Yeah, whatever your output
There's
is.
no guarantees 6 months down the road,
Correct.
8 months, 2 years.
Correct.
You can go, well, I just signed a work contract. Well, contracts are only as good as the person signing it, and they're really not
Yeah.
good. They're really not. They don't hold a lot of value
Yeah.
with less than reputable companies.
Sure.
So, it's a constant constant attacks.
I mean, it's not passive either.
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's
It is
the
very active. Side hustles
yeah.
are not passive.
Correct.
Side hustles are active engagement. You are selling your time. How much is your
Probably your
time
soul,
worth?
too.
You are selling. You are selling every minute of your time.
Yeah.
I would. I would.
Not that I wouldn't do one,
I would
but
in a pie chart. And I know you like charts.
I do actually.
In a pie chart, you would take my pie and divide it 3 ways. A third of the time I'm actively looking for work.
Sure.
Third of the time I'm actually working.
Yeah.
And then the other third of the time I'm actually trying to get paid for the work I did in the second third. So yeah, it's a challenge. This week from my personal challenge has been the website.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this in previous weeks how I've been finally, I think today, just an hour ago, we seem to make some headway.
A little bit.
And I think a lot of it has to do with my hosting company, the company that's hosting the site. I pay for what is it? A server. I'm not getting my own. I'm probably paying for
I
a
think
shared.
you are dedicated. I don't know.
Am I dedicated?
I think.
It's a dedicated IP.
Well, you have you can do unlimited sites. So I
Yeah,
think you are
yeah.
dedicated. But
And
I could be wrong.
I've been with them, so I'm not sure it's a dedicated server. It's probably on a shared server
It may be.
with a dedicated. I don't know exactly how it works, but the service was fine for so many years, and then they gave me a problem.
You're probably on a VM on their servers.
And then,
piece of it.
and there's some issues,
Yeah.
and I'm noticing a really lackluster tech support.
Yeah.
And I have a funny feeling their company got eaten up by another company.
Maybe. Yeah.
That they're kind of the black sheep of the family.
Maybe.
They're just not, and I don't know exactly what's going on, and something I've been wrestling with a few days, just like an hour ago, just all of a sudden, poof, there it is.
Hey, my header's showing.
And I'm like, okay, well, that's suspicious at best. But we have another comment. What's going on? Speaking of website, got mine working on mobile finally since last I commented a couple weeks ago.
Post a link so we can see.
I want to see.
It.
I want to see your site where if you want. I started using earlier this week. I started using a site called Nice Page, and I will put a link. NicePage.com. Best thing I can say about Nice Page, it's not WordPress.
He doesn't like
It's
WordPress.
not WordPress. I am so anti-WordPress at the moment. WordPress seems like, and I made this valuation earlier, it's like the United States tax code.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 100 years ago, it was pretty simple and easy to follow.
It's a lot of pages and hard to
And
follow.
yes, and WordPress is, I got to tell you, when you're not being beat up by people trying to, when you're not, I'm going to put you up there. Look at that. I can't copy it, but we can, I'll put you up there. Great talent. Nice to see you out in the world. I definitely going to take a look at your site. What was it? Talent Productions?
You're asking the person who can't see. TalentedProductions.com.
With an O, right? Talented.
Yes. Good catch, because I did not see that.
Well, I would have guessed TalentedProductions.com would probably be okay. All right, I see. I'm not going to get too into it, but I'll take a look at it later. Nice to have you Nice to have you join us.
Sure.
So I'm using Nice Page, and it's a download. It's a program. It's a WYSIWYG program, and it was easy. I built a whole site in an hour.
Nice.
And Then I go, great. Of course, it's offline.
Yes, yeah.
I'm like, now what?
Yeah.
And that's the now what is where I'm at now. But we did manage to get some an inch closer. And once I can figure out whether or not, Nice Page, they do charge for the software. Only I'm on a free account. So I have no problem paying for the software. It's very reasonable rates.
Looks like it's a one-time fee. So.
One-time fee, or for the constant upgrades and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm sure they're going to want that every year or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
But I have no problem paying for something that works great.
Yeah.
I'm buying time back.
Yes.
I'm buying something that it's easy. The interface is amazingly easy.
Yeah.
It's like and here's their selling point. It's like, if you know how to do PowerPoint,
You can do this.
you can do this. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
at the development side, but the publishing side, I'm not 100% on.
Yeah.
So, but I'm fumbling my way through it. And,
We took a stab.
but did make some, whether it was my hosting company, we made a big leap forward. So, and I'm in no rush. I just want this thing to be right and work. I don't care about my SEO right now because I've got other ideas in my head. So, yeah, made some progress. And the biggest progress was I really like nicepage.com. I really like it, and I'll pay for it. But they gotta show me the money. They gotta show me,
Make sure it's worth it.
I gotta see it published. I gotta see what I did published and
Not just the header.
and work. Yeah. Right now I got a header up. So anyway, so that was that's my week of I'm not liking that. But yeah, so what's your week been like?
Well, we're still at work, been crazy in upgrades. So it's, I don't get a lot of time to do other things. By the time my day's over, I'm burnt. But
Yeah.
but got a lot going on. Yeah, time.
What's your time worth?
Oh,
Is it
yeah,
worth
no.
the money they're paying you?
Well, they've just added more work to us, so I'm hoping we'll be having discussions on when they're going to start thinking about adding some more pay. But we'll see how that goes.
Right.
Because our mother company, I guess, because we're the daughter side of the house, is basically throwing all their IT work on us. So all their computer upgrades, all that stuff. So it's a lot of work. They're paying a lot of money for it right now, and they're not getting good results. Once we get our process down, they'll get 10 times the value for 10 times less the price. Than they're paying now. They're paying exorbitant amount.
And they're still cranking out 2 facilities here in Orlando.
Well, so
you've got one in Longwood and one in Lake Mary.
Yeah, they still have the call center, which I really think will probably go to work from home.
Right.
And they may need a small footprint somewhere.
Right.
Maybe they have enough room in their corporate building today. If they don't bring everyone back and leave all those people home and just the necessities of what they need to bring in.
Right.
Use the conference rooms for, meetings here and there.
Right.
So all that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Part of the company that they'll be taking on about 150 people now.
Wow.
So I don't know that they have that current space today for that. So it all depends. But I know they want to get out of the building. Is very expensive. So they got to be able to get into something cheaper for the least amount of space that they have today.
Right.
So hopefully that happens. It'll be make them more profitable. They're not spending all that money on buildings.
Yeah. Still,
most of the companies are going work from home. Most of the branch offices at this point, not yet all of them, but they're working on it.
That massive amounts of square footage. And I'm seeing a lot of new businesses popping up.
Yeah.
I am. I'm seeing.
Still
I'm seeing a lot of vacancy signs too. But
and for sale and all
but the thing I'm not really seeing and I'm not really looking for are the big 20,000 square foot office buildings, call center type buildings.
It's hard to
take
it. It's too expensive.
Yeah, well, they're not. I mean, you might see a big building, one sign, and have no idea if the building's empty.
Yeah.
Or if it's or if it's just we've got part of a floor.
Sure.
but there's still a lot. I'm more and more interested to get away from working at home. I don't. I'm not. That's not my.
I think space does you better for your type of business.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think space does.
You could easily, I mean, you're getting through with what you need to do here, but if someone came with you something that's a bigger deal, it would be kind of hard to pull off.
It is what it is.
Sure. But you could always find that temporary space.
Yeah.
If the money's there.
So what else you been working on? Oh.
Crypto, making money.
So Bitcoin took a big jump.
It did actually. I was kind of liking what I saw there with the jump today. It went over 44. It's kind of hovering around that number.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's a trend going forward.
Algorand jumped up too.
Yeah.
Algorand has hit 90 cents, which I'm kind of back in.
Nice. Close in the game again.
I'm back in the game,
Yeah.
so that's good. I noticed Cardano was up a big chunk of money.
Nice.
They were like 70, 80 cents. Now they're like $1.15. I'm like, wow. I haven't looked at Doge or any of those others, but
it's back up in the 13 range. So
yeah?
It's moving its way up.
Well, it's about where it leveled off to last year.
And speaking of Doge, I finally got taken off of the wait list on Robinhood, so I can now transfer my Doge.
How long they make you put you on that wait list?
Oh my God, I've been on there for a long time. And what's funny is I don't know if maybe
so you couldn't sell it.
I couldn't do anything with it.
I could
sell it. I could sell it all day long.
Oh,
to cash, to put the money back in my portfolio. But
right.
I have 526 Doge still. And it's at 13 cents. I want to transfer it somewhere that I can get interest, which I already have a couple of platforms that'll do that. So if I can get 3% interest, I'll transfer it. I'll just let it sit, and I'll just let it build up again. And then maybe one day it does have a nice bounce again.
So Talent, are you into crypto? I'm putting this out to you. Are you into crypto? I'm not sure we ever talked about that.
No, I don't think we.
So just curious about that, or what else he's into.
Sure.
As a side hustle, I'm more interested in what you do, how you earn your living.
Yeah.
A lot of times I talk to people that even the people that I bump into in the production world, they kind of they treat what I do almost like a side hustle.
Sure.
Like it's an extra job, but what's your regular job? And they're either I work at the post office or I work at someplace with
desk jockey.
Someplace someplace with stability. I'm like
air quotes.
I don't air quotes stability.
Yeah.
I don't know any company that provides stability. So what work the averages, work your hustle a little bit.
Got some ETH. Okay. Yeah, I think we did
Ethereum.
We did talk
did
about
we
that.
do Ethereum? Yeah.
I think we did talk about that last week.
I think your Ethereum's gone up in the last couple of weeks. But a lot of people just they like doing what they like to do. They like the film business, but their job is I could call somebody out. We know somebody who likes doing films and production, but yet his job is a mobile dog washing. It's no big mystery. We know who we're talking about. Sure. Joe, how you doing, Joe, out there?
I've seen Joe.
Mobile dog washer, and he knows how to make good money doing it.
Sure.
Bought him I don't know how expensive that truck was, but part-time AV tech.
Sure.
Man, I've had my video production since 2014. That's good.
Okay.
All right. AV tech, which means he probably works at the convention center or one of the hotels, and I get a lot of students that come through, through the film connection, which I'm a teacher. I'm a mentor to new production people that take this class. It's a distance learning. So, but as a mentor to students, new students into the business, I tell them, I was like, look, great thing about doing AV is you can do it part-time. You
Sure.
can pick and choose.
Yeah.
You got to get good at it, which means you got to go in and eat a lot of crap and,
Yeah.
take jobs that you don't want to be taking,
Yeah.
later on in years. But because it's a bit mind numbing. It
Yeah.
pays well.
Sure.
There's lots of it. And even now, it's starting to bounce back a little bit. We were just at the thing last week, and all those rooms at the hotel, all those convention
Seemed
ballrooms.
like they were doing their own AV though.
They,
their own tech.
Well, you'd be
The equipment was
surprised.
there,
You'd be
but-
surprised. The AV techs that you see, they might just be wearing a branded shirt, but there's still a lot of them just all work for one big company.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
They provided all the equipment. and
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Sure.
and they're just kind of on assignment at certain locations
Sure.
based on, rarely do I see any transition from doing other people's stuff
Hey,
to producing
That's a
my
good
own
goal.
original content on a regular basis, as well as selling original products. So,
Good goal.
personally, I spent a good part of my formative production company years. My business was word of mouth. Actually,
Yeah.
it started on the phone book.
Projects, right?
Phone book. I actually bought advertising in the phone book.
Remember that white
For talent probably wouldn't even know this, but years ago there was this big thick book that as thick as a Bible,
Yeah.
and people's names and phone numbers would be printed in that, and businesses, and I would actually pay this company called the Yellow Pages, and they would print my name. I remember the day the phone book just completely went.
Disappeared.
It went.
Hey, the dodo.
All of a sudden, the phone book, I remember the year. I think it was like 2007.
Sounds about right.
And the phone book people stopped using it,
Yeah. As soon as technology kicked in, that didn't take long.
and they tried to hang on. Well, we put Yellow Pages online.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah. Even back then, it was all on the browser,
Yeah.
wherever you're going to be. Google placement still, even back then, was kind of a big deal, and it still is now.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly big now. So
Now you just need to talk about it, and your phone starts pushing you stuff.
so you kind of when you're formulating your company, and I know where he's at. I remember my 8th year. Of business, that's what he said, right? About
About that.
2014, about
yeah.
8 years. Yeah. I know that 8th year. I know my 5th year in business. I know the 8th year in business. And it was, you work on, you got to get your word of mouth. You got to get your clients actually,
Working
they
for
got
you.
to keep coming back.
Yeah.
and if I can tell you one thing, it's like, never say no to a client.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
if they ask you to do something and you
Could be your
can't do
last.
it, they'll go somewhere else. And there was a time when clients were pretty, they were pretty good with
Tenure.
loyalty.
Yeah.
Going, I worked with him. I know how he works.
Yeah.
And, I just don't want to
Well, 'cause
figure
they don't
out
want
somebody new.
problems.
Yeah,
Yeah. They want to
And
know what their end results.
I want to give somebody money, and I want to expect,
Yeah.
a decent result.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you get your client base, and you've got to really take very good care of them. When they ask you to do something, I don't care how hard it is, always say yes. Always say yes. Yes, I can do that job for you. And then if you have to, you're going to have to
Get someone to help you.
You're going to have to get people to help you. And they're going to have to understand. I've had clients where I've placed another camera guy with, and they would call me up and say, "What's this guy doing here?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, but you called me up last minute, 2 hours notice. I'm making this work, and believe me, I wouldn't send him if he didn't do a great job."
Yeah.
And
He
you have
is me in
to,
a different shirt.
and you have to trust. You have to trust those people that you put out there to represent you.
Sure.
Much like the tree guy that was working on my house yesterday. I'm not so sure the guys he had working for him
Yeah.
were
Top dollar.
his A team.
Yeah.
Bunny ears
Yeah.
quotes A team. No, it was probably his C team.
Yeah.
Which means he took on too many other jobs.
Yeah.
and I got the,
Or was the only one he could get to show up?
I don't know. We're not gonna, we're not gonna go into that.
Could be a lot of variables
but
there.
I still have clients that I've had for 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
At least I think I do.
Well, I mean, you're just kind of
Hang on,
probably
let
out
me
of the
check.
blue. I
Wait
mean,
a
what
second.
the one big project you did recently? That's something.
And
went away for a while.
I'm making a channel, a TikTok channel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm making a series of TikTok videos for a kid who has this TikTok channel called Rocket Med, MED.
Okay.
And basically he explains medical jargon issues, medical issues, is what that's like in space, because NASA's already kind of come up to that.
Gotcha.
What's it like to have a broken arm? What's it like to have everything?
Yeah.
Runny nose.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like to sneeze in space? What's it like to, all the things, and he just explains it, and he does a bunch of these little explainer videos. Now, I got him because I did work for his dad, who would do explainer videos for a law firm.
Gotcha.
And of course, son wants to follow in dad's suit. Sure. Other than the law, he wants to make videos. And so dad sent son my way, and here we are.
Nice.
So, and I'm on my third, fourth, fifth project with him, and dad still comes back every couple times a year with another explainer video for some lawsuit he's working on.
Nice.
And so you kind of, I did another project, this market research, and man, that pays great. It's boring as all hell, but it pays great.
Yeah.
But I've been working with this one client for pushing 20 years. So what you reading?
I'm typing something as you.
Okay. So getting clients, but that's part of the business. That's me selling my day, my week, my month, my year for a dollar value to keep my clients happy. Does it now? When he wrote down, I want to do my own original content. See, I know this place because I keep dipping my foot into that pool. Mm-hmm. It's not a very friendly pool to dip into. Okay, it's very competitive, and so many people are doing it, and there are no guarantees.
Yeah.
You could have the best, you could create the best TV show, you could create the best film, and you could go, well, Netflix has got to pick it up.
Yeah, right.
And what happens? Nothing. Silence. They're either not interested, not looking, or you're just in a sea of bodies that are all doing the same thing. So you're a needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
You're a needle in a haystack full of needles.
Wow.
So it's not like you're the one thing somebody's going to find, because social media. Oh, well, I'll put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, YouTube has got, how many billions of videos.
Yeah.
And then adding every day. And so the creation part, when you want to create something, I've created a TV show a couple of years ago. It's a pilot called IMDb, and I think it's a great show. But of course, we finished it right at the early beginning of the pandemic. So we kind of
fizzles in the background.
Well, but that's okay.
But it's a sleeper, right?
It's a sleeper, but it's still a viable product.
Sure.
And of course, Dave, my writing partner, and he's been on the show. Mm-hmm. Last time he was in town, I think we hijacked him. Mm-hmm. He's coming back into town this weekend, but he's made sure not to be here in town on a Thursday evening. Take that for what it is. Maybe he just doesn't want to be on the show.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's coming back into town because we're creating another pilot episode, a TV show, a whole new TV show, and it has nothing to do with filmmaking.
Okay.
It's so it's a passion project. It's like he's saying, I want to produce my own original content.
Sure.
Great. I'm 30 years strong in the business, and yes, I still dip into that pool.
Yeah.
You
Why not?
know, until someone says stop doing that,
Yeah.
and nobody's saying that, they won't say that. Stop doing that. Until someone says stop doing that, I'm just gonna have a niche. LOL. Too much to type here, but whatever. I mean, I'll tell you about it. But yeah, hey, that's
Hey.
it's all great. Have an idea nobody's thought of.
Sure. Whenever you're ready, come on the show.
Yeah, come on the show anytime you want. So yeah, we're in the process. We've written another script, another 30-minute scripted comedy,
Nice.
and he's coming into town. We're gonna we've got a lot more casting to do,
Are you
and
actually doing filming?
and locations, huh?
You're actually filming?
Not this weekend.
Okay.
No, we won't be filming this weekend. We still got to lock in.
People.
Our lead was busy on some other projects, so he just freed up. So we're gonna try and
Gotcha.
corner him and see if he's going to actually commit to it, and then we can build from there. We've got a lot of ideas on a cast, but this particular person is gonna kind of be the anchor because
Nice.
he's got the bulk of the project. So it's one of those things where it's a passion project. There's no money. It's
Yeah,
about how
yeah.
much we're spending. It's about, because we get a cast together, we got to feed them.
Yeah,
There's going to be location expenses. There's going to be props and wardrobe, and
Yeah.
probably have to pay for people to get haircuts and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So it's a passion project.
But those
and-
projects can get
and-
your feet in the door somewhere.
Well, yeah, it's
'Cause they
not.
see your
It's
work.
not, I'm not just collecting a day rate.
Yeah.
I do that for others sometimes.
Mhm.
When I help somebody else do their passion project, I
Mhm.
become their expense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless we're talking some type of partnership deal.
Sure.
Which,
Sure.
I tend to want to just get. I'm selling my time at
Get
that
in,
point.
get
so.
out.
But sometimes a project comes along when I want to actually participate
Mhm.
on a producer level
Sure.
as well,
Get your name in the books.
and be part of that. So, but those, again, all that being said, you could do it. You could have the best thing ever, and still, nothing,
Yeah,
silence,
yeah.
crickets.
Sure.
And with the crickets, it's defeating.
Yeah.
Tells you, makes you think about whether you want to do it again.
There you go.
If you need help, I'd be part of your expense. I'll bet you would. Great thing is I've got crew around that owe me so much. Having a studio for so many years,
Yeah.
and everybody is needed, and I
Always
go,
doing that favor.
and I got a lot of favors to cash in,
Yeah.
to get through this next bit. But no, we'll talk about it. We still got to come, have drinks or something one night. So I will, fill you in on some, and I'd like to know about your project too. So, mentioning YouTube, you were showing me something.
Yeah. So I don't know how I came across this. Of course, you get in the rabbit hole of YouTube,
Right.
and
Right.
I had come across what was being called YouTube Shorts,
Yeah.
which I think is YouTube's answer to basically TikTok.
Short form.
Yeah, so it's a short form. It runs in a feed. So
Yep.
it's just like one after, just like, TikTok does.
Right.
And it looked like they were, I was like, what the
I
heck
was
was
playing their thing.
It was, looked like they were trying to put some monetization around it, for all the people, trying to kick it up and make it popular,
Right.
So I don't know. We have to play around with that a little bit. I have not set up a site yet.
Yeah, it's obviously their YouTube's response to TikTok's popularity.
I believe
and,
that's what it is. Yeah.
Downside about TikTok, and again, this person that I'm making a TikTok channel for, this one kid. He's getting, right now, he's up to like 1,000 followers. He's
Wow.
got 10,000 likes. He's got,
That's not bad.
just I don't know what that sound is, but
All right.
it's
It was-
weird.
Maybe it's my stomach. I don't know.
You know, you know, thousands. So I'm like, are you anywhere near any kind of monetization? Now, what happens is you have to get to a certain level.
Yeah, I don't know TikTok's numbers, but I don't.
Was that your phone? I think that was your phone.
That's what it was. Okay.
So your phone is actually just burping and whatnot.
I got
So,
it.
and then they invite you into their creative. I guess you get a creative thing where you're part of the creative team or something.
Okay.
And he says, and even then the money is nothing, barely anything, you know. So, you know, it's a time killer. I don't, you know, and I see some advertisement on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see it where if all of a sudden, and what we normally see on TikTok is pretty girls
Yeah.
dancing around in
Yeah.
bikinis.
Yeah.
That's what we see.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
there's some really talented people out there doing really crazy things.
Yeah.
The dog video, the one where the dog runs up the side of the tree and leaps out
saw
over the
that one.
branch, and
Yeah.
he's like, I mean, defied gravity.
Yeah.
And then his owner has
Catches
to
him.
catch him
Yeah.
coming down.
I saw that.
You know, just to get this little ball like
That was
12
pretty
feet up
impressive,
in the air.
actually.
That is pretty impressive, you know. Better, you know, a lot. I'd rather watch those than those, you know, those cutesy little, you know, kitty cat videos, you know. But it's a expression of
I'm
how
not
much.
repeating that one. It's
What's
true
that?
though.
Oh, it said if I had boobs, I'd be rich. Yeah, I think I don't know though. You know, if you had boobs, it'd be weird.
Well, I was about to say, if you switch
And-
sides
and-
now,
and
it just doesn't look
all
right,
you gotta
man.
do
Don't
is start.
do it.
All you gotta do is start eating Twinkies, and you'll
Yeah.
have man boobs before you know it. You know, you can get them.
You can.
You know, I know people. You know.
Switch from testosterone to estrogen. You're
Oh
good to
no,
go.
it's not that. You just start eating Twinkies and you know, and then you'll be. I don't think you'll be rich
No.
because you know I think you need to do a little bit beyond that.
Yeah,
you
there's
know,
a
you
little
need
more
to.
work involved.
You know, yeah. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate. I was, you know, I was.
Anyhow,
Anyhow, that went weird. But
I've been telling Dean that for years. We needed a girl on the show, but
hey, you know, I want someone intelligent, someone that can
Yeah.
contribute to the show. We've
Sure.
tried to bring in some people in, and you know, we had Jade in here one time. Jade is great. She's the queen of hustle.
yes,
And this girl could sell ice cubes to Eskimos and find a way to, yeah, she's great. And she just kind of,
she can monetize.
her
darn near
attentions
anything.
went elsewhere, but
Yeah.
she
Hey.
is the queen of side hustle, I tell you. But
She's where her passion lies. So that's
so
okay.
so yeah. But yeah, the TikTok thing, it's like playing Candy Crush.
Yeah.
It's like playing candy. You just can't help sometimes.
It's
You're
glamour
just,
tube. Keep swiping.
It's
Yeah.
Candy Crush,
Yeah.
you know. It's the latest version of Candy Crush it's Candy Crush with boobs.
Yeah.
You know, is what it is. That's what TikTok is. But you know, there's a
I
kid.
get stuck sometimes. I can't stop it. I'm just like.
I know,
oh,
I
okay,
know, and
well,
then you go,
I'm like, oh man.
oh my
I
God,
got work to do.
3 hours just went by, you know. And why is my phone dead? Oh, because I've been
Yeah.
on it for 4 hours. No, like there's this one kid. He plays the guitar, and he is incredibly. His guitar is like a whole symphony.
Oh, nice.
He can create all kinds of,
Yeah.
and he'll do, and it's not even his music.
Yeah,
He'll
yeah.
do anything. He'll do, you know, from classical to rock to rap to whatever, and he puts it on a guitar, and it's just he does the percussive,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he's just amazing, and you just can't help but like, wow, he
Yeah.
did that, you know. So there's incredibly talented people on
Sure.
there, but it's not much different than Facebook, and Facebook is starting to jump.
Yeah.
They've started to jump in on that whole, well, they've got those little short videos
Yeah.
that play on the top of the Facebook screen, and
gotcha.
people just kind of put in their little shorts in there,
Mhm.
and just keeps people occupied.
It's just a rabbit hole.
Just stick around there, just in the corner of your eye.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a little ad, and maybe it might click something in your
Mhm.
brain and go buy it, or do a search
Yeah.
for it,
Yeah.
or while you're watching these, you might say something out loud like, "Honey, hand me a Coca-Cola."
Yeah.
You know, or hey, did you get the Spectrum bill lately?
Yeah,
You know, it's like, and all of a
Facebook's
sudden,
open. Let's
boom.
see what ads we get in the next hour.
You know, Coca-Cola, Spectrum,
Yeah.
T-Mobile.
Mm, nope.
Yeah. So it's a time killer. There's not a whole lot of
That's all it is.
thought process.
It really is.
The funny thing is these TikTok producers, in which the way they're making videos, they're employing a lot of really cool production techniques
Sure.
that we've been using for years,
Sure.
and it's like, well, I haven't used that technique in
Yeah.
30 years, but okay,
It's easier now, I think.
it's come back.
Yeah,
Well, it's easier because people can do all this stuff on their cell phone.
The technology is
And you
built
don't need
in now.
you don't need $1 million studio
Yeah.
or even a $10,000 studio. You can do it with a $1,000 cell phone.
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot of
It may not be as raw or published, but
I think
more
what's going to
raw.
come with TikTok is they're going to have to change their interface so that they can sell more ads.
Yeah.
They're just going to have to, and unfortunately that's going to, much like Facebook went through that, and they're going to take a lot of flack for it,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to lose a lot of viewers, and then that's going to open the door to the next person that comes out
Yeah.
and come up with their own version. Instagram does it, TikTok did it, YouTube, Facebook, everyone's doing it. They're really great out of the gate.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot
Because
of
it was new.
ads, they're trying to get the popularity.
Mm-hmm.
And
then they'll sneak it in.
and here you are. So we'll be watching the short form YouTube, blips here. And I guess probably the one thing I could say is they'll probably be successful at it because they might throw more money at it
Yeah.
because YouTube is,
Yeah.
they're just monstrous.
Yeah.
And they've got their advertising and they've got all that in place. They've been doing it for
they still have a lot of people that
15
are building
years.
channels
yeah.
that are wanting to get monetized. So
Yeah.
they're not going to go away from that because that's
Nope.
long life for them.
Right.
They create it once and it's out there for years. So,
So- Yeah, and we're going to be on that. I don't think I'm going to run out and build a TikTok channel tomorrow,
no.
but the YouTube short form, sure, why
Maybe we'll
not?
play with
Or,
it.
that's all Instagram is. Instagram is all short form. It's nothing new.
Mm-mm.
Nobody,
There's nothing
if
long on
anything,
there, I don't think.
Instagram is the one who seemed to have created it.
Yeah. Well,
you know.
isn't it like limited, like a minute or something? It's not much.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
it's
very-
short form videos,
Yes.
and
Very short.
and and then of course TikTok jumped in on it, and all of a sudden it seemed like they were huge and appeared out of nowhere.
Well,
You
the
know,
nice thing is
but-
if you're trying to get someone to see something, I think the YouTube short would be a better thing because it's one in, one out. It's a feed versus someone having to find your YouTube page if they're watching this and flipping through it. They'll probably catch
something in the back of your mind has to say, am I opening a door in my phone that
Yeah.
lets anybody in China look at everything?
you. It's possible.
Look at everything.
Possible.
Is there something going on there?
Yeah.
Maybe they just
I
need
mean,
to.
it's traffic data, so I guess, yeah.
I know. It's just like, is all of a sudden Russia's going to hack my phone, and tell me to vote for Putin for president of the U.S.
Maybe. Yeah, never know.
I don't know. So you were saying before the show, you're
Oh, yeah. So,
all right.
happened to a guy at work today, a guy that just started with us.
Yeah. All right.
A guy
We're
that
going
just
there.
started with us. You have to remind me of the other one because I don't remember what I told you before the show. But so there's a guy at the show today was saying that, about 10 years ago, someone he knew that was a friend of his
Right.
talked him into buying Bitcoin.
Hmm.
So he bought. And he's not even sure what he bought, to be honest. He said it could be anywhere from $100 to $500 worth of Bitcoin.
Right.
And he put it on a ledger. But his friend was not nice enough to tell him because he had no idea what he was doing. He said he just followed what he told him to do. That, hey, this little catchphrases they tell you, you gotta keep them somewhere.
Yeah, write
You
it
gotta
down.
be able to get back into it. This thing.
Tattoo it on your body.
So the guy has no idea what he's doing. Has no idea what he has.
But he has the thumb
But
drive.
he has the thumb drive. I don't know if it's hackable or not, but we're
10
gonna
year-
try.
A 10-year-old thumb drive
And he's willing to split some profits. So I'm like, you know what? I
with
will
a
be willing to
code,
try.
with
and see
a
what we
password
can do.
protected code to
Yeah.
possibly millions of dollars.
It's really hard to say, what he has
Wow.
on there. So it's worth looking at.
Wow.
And hopefully it's, it is a hardware device. And I know they do a lot of times build protection in them.
Right.
It could get locked out forever. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at, hopefully it's early enough in the technology that they weren't there yet.
So, I'm trying to think of, like your television interface is built on pixels. So it's in a 1080, it's, 1900 pixels wide by 1,000 pixels tall.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm averaging.
Sure.
So, and I'm thinking, if you think Bitcoin, because when Bitcoin was created, they didn't create, you can make more of them.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. So now I'm thinking, all right, this guy, say he bought 500 coins.
Sure.
Whatever. Maybe it was $1 a coin. He bought 500 of them. So in my device, think of, Bitcoin is, I don't know how many billion.
Oh, total? 21.
Yeah. 21 billion
is the number.
But that's still a finite number.
Yes.
And within that, there's 500 dead pixels
Yeah.
that were last sold to one person.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Does that mean, to me, that's a problem for me? That's a problem for me. Now, I wouldn't, knowing what I know now, I
Yeah.
wouldn't go out and buy anything, stick it on an external drive and forget about it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Won't be the first time. A lot of
but
people do that.
the idea was that there was probably a ledger of transaction known as the blockchain that actually had that transaction.
Yeah.
Someone took money for that.
Yeah.
Somebody sold him that.
A miner made money off it.
And now imagine if you've got a 21 billion pixel television in front of you. Now there's like maybe 500 little black dots. You ever have a TV with a black dot
Yeah. With
in the middle with a dead pixel?
Yeah.
So now there's the Bitcoin that's got 500 dead pixels in it out of 21 billion.
That may stay
Hard to
dead forever.
see, but I'm going. Wait a minute. There was a way of there was an account of the transaction. Okay. And of course the idiot took it out of the blockchain and put it on a thumb drive,
A device.
But still social media is where my customers spend their time.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you happen
Oh,
to be
that's Maria. Hi, Maria. Huh?
you happen to be the feed that gets in front of them.
Yeah.
You get their eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. But, we've had 100, I don't know how many years, almost 100 years of advertising,
Sure.
and when you get someone in front of them, eventually someone's going to want you to actually take money out of your pocket and give
Yeah.
it to them.
Yeah.
I'm selling you something. I want you to look at this and I'm going to make money off of that.
Yeah.
And that's something to,
Sure.
but this coin, which now it's just devalued.
Yeah.
If it can't be, then
It's
all of a
zero,
sudden,
basically.
is that what it is? Is there a billion Bitcoin out there that are lost?
I would love to
And
know
that-
that stat because
and-
there's got to be some lost ones. People did something, they have no
And-
idea, remember what
and
they did, and boom.
If the blockchain is a ledger of all transactions, then
Well, it's still a guarded key, though. You got to have the gatekeeper to get in. So if you don't have the password anymore,
understand
it can
that.
be on the blockchain all at once. You can't get to it.
I understand that, but I guess that's the biggest problem
Yeah.
with any coin crypto technology.
Sure.
If you leave it on an active computer, the computer can get hacked.
Sure.
If you take it off the computer, you can forget the password
Yeah,
or
or lose
lose
it.
or lose the thing.
Lose the device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's still I'm kind of wondering about all these little dead pixels
And how many there are.
and how many there are. And
There's
if this guy's got
to be a few.
this guy's got 500 of them. 12-word seed phrases on the ledger.
That's good to
12-word
know.
Seed phrase. Yeah.
which is what I don't know. And he
Yeah.
doesn't.
And
either.
he doesn't know either.
I'm gonna be probing him. That's for
seed
sure.
phrase.
And you got to have it in the right order too.
Oh,
You can't just
God.
find. If you had the same 12 words and it's out of order.
Is that crazy?
Let's hear about the one guy that lost millions of dollars in Bitcoin because he threw away a hard drive and has been offering people. I think if they can help him through garbage. No, hey, what states he live in?
At the dump site. Yeah.
I'm off on the weekends.
Well, I took a journey to the Orlando dump site recently just to take some refuse.
Yeah, there'd be no way you'd find that. It
Oh,
would be buried
no.
by now, if it
You couldn't.
Yeah,
It just
within
couldn't.
weeks,
It's
yeah.
a mountain. I call it Mount Crapmore, and it's a mountain of garbage because they just keep pushing it
Yeah.
until it gets bigger, and it's oh my
kind
God.
of think you show up at a dump site with a shovel and you probably get ejected.
You just wouldn't.
No,
You just wouldn't.
You wouldn't
I
know
mean,
where it is in that stack of
and
no
that
way.
one pile.
Yeah.
So now what he's talking to, my small hometown he came to, yeah, maybe, a year later you could probably go back and kind of,
Yeah.
because the town had 1,000 people in it,
Yeah.
5,000 people in it,
Here
It's not a huge amount of, 10,000 people,
Mm-hmm.
one dump, not a huge amount, but even still, the likelihood you're going to find a needle in that haystack
Yeah.
when you don't even know where the haystack is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Because
Or the
I was
needle.
driving for close to 10 minutes around the dump to get to where I had to
Yeah.
go. I'm driving by, and
You're in aisle Z.
the mountain.
Just follow the line.
Man, I got lost at the
Yeah.
dump. Wasn't my first time I went to the dump, but
Because it's all separated, and
Oh my God.
one, you don't even know which, if you had most of your stuff classified in a certain area, because
I
that's
know.
technically a hard drive, you're over in electronics and
Hard
it's over
drive
there,
is a
and
dump. Yeah. I don't know.
could have ended up in a scrapyard somewhere and
Or
it's
something,
shredded.
yeah, shredded. Or somebody F-disked over it,
Yeah,
and
I mean-
there you go.
Because there's no protection. The ledgers I think are somewhat protected because they're not.
Yeah.
They're devices that are used to be in a certain way. So what else was I going to say? You were telling me
Oh, your weekly. You told me you just got
Novotech,
paydays tomorrow. Novotech.
So yeah, paydays
so-
tomorrow. So last, and it's been building.
Yeah.
And of course I wrapped that back in. So last week, the week before, I got I think it was 44
Mm-hmm.
that week, and that's a 1 week payout. And it's roughly around 1,900 at that time. I'm over 2,000 now. Last week it was 68. So that's a decent jump in my opinion for 1 week. And I had
A week, yeah.
and I didn't have to do anything more than I did the week before, other than just continue to.
Make $68 a week on
I am curious what to
about
see
a
this week is.
$2,000 investment to make pull down $68 a week.
I think
Talent.
I'm okay with that.
We're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
You wanna watch your money
And
grow.
it's
That
passive.
might be
I don't have to do anything
you
technical.
didn't do anything.
I mean, when I say that is, if I want the $68 to be included and to get more interest, I have to click a couple buttons. You're talking 5 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
I consider that nothing.
And of course, to buy it originally, you had to set
yeah.
up an account,
You
but
do.
you had to buy your Bitcoin first,
Yes.
and then buy that.
That's the only part I don't like about the process.
Is
I
is
really
they
don't
want
like
it
that
in
part of it.
Bitcoin.
They want it in Bitcoin. And I don't like giving up my Bitcoin, but I am getting much better returns here
Yeah,
than I am going to get on my Bitcoin. So I'm still
Right.
building Bitcoin that I'm not touching,
yeah.
but I will utilize this to build up weekly cash flow that'll allow me
Right.
to do a lot of other things in the near future.
Give me 30 days. I've got another good month after a good month, and then I will.
Algo may give it to you here
And
shortly.
then if Algo, I gotta tell you, if Algorand does it, then I'm going to flip it to Bitcoin. Probably when I'll do it, Bitcoin will plummet.
Yeah.
And I'll lose like 20% of my money, but
You'll gain it back.
I still have to. But yeah, I'm gonna do this.
But yeah, it's
I'm
called
gonna do
Novotech,
this.
and I am very bullish on this process so far.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to $4 grand.
And the
is my
plan
goal.
is your 2,000 the way it's going should turn into $4 grand in about 6 months.
That's
You should be
correct.
doubling your
I should
money.
double my money.
in 6 months.
As long as it hits the minimum of 3%, which they generally do 3.3, 3.4.
Yeah.
And I'm only in calculating it at 3%.
Hey,
I've only had one
doubling
month.
your money. That's 100% return on your investment.
That's pretty good, I think.
Doubling your money in 6 months.
I'm good with that.
But you got to get in. You got to get in at least 500
At
or
least
more.
500 because there's a $25 fee.
They're going to take their fee.
And that goes away at 25 grand, which may be above a lot of people's stomach.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's above mine.
Yeah.
Because at some point I can pull out. You know, I get to the point where, you know, by the way, when I get to $4 grand at 3%, that's 500 a month.
$4 grand.
I can easily decide where I want to. You know, I may decide, okay, I'll roll half of it back in and pull half of it out. You know,
if say you can get 10 grand, $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Just to have 10 grand sitting, making $1,000 a month.
I'd be good with that.
That's a nice little. That's
close to a mortgage
passive income. That's pretty good passive income because you could take your initial back and just let it grow, or you can take 50% of whatever money you're making, take it out of it, just so that you're minimizing any kind of.
But here's the interesting part that even blows out of the water. So let's say it is $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
That $1,000 brings you about $30 a week, on top of what you were already going to get just from that $1,000, and compounded in, so it continues to compound. So those numbers get really sweet really fast.
Yeah.
The first year may seem like pittance. The second year gets insane.
Yeah.
So just so far the company is looking really good, and I'm gonna ride it out for a little bit.
I need to. Yeah, I'd like to get in at least see it run for a year.
Sure.
But, know, and then
You
if
could
it's
do a
there,
lot with that kind of capital.
you just don't want to park all.
No,
If
I
anything,
definitely. I plan on using this to catapult other sources. I want at least 10 passive income sources. And if this can generate me the capital, this takes over my incomes.
Right.
My business is now kicked off to the point where it's passive.
All that
it's
based
passive
on
income business.
Basically based on trading on against a hedge fund.
Correct. Yeah. Allowing them to do their thing.
And they're using your money to trade in the stock market.
Sure. And the percentage that comes back is based on what they earn. So far from what I've seen, they seem pretty honest. They don't seem like they're, they're like.
It's all well and good until
someone decides to, make that call. It doesn't seem like they're in the stupid business. It seems like they're in the smart business.
Oh.
It's like, the more money you give us to make, the more money we make, the more money you make. What would you do? I would continue a good pattern.
Yeah, well, greed is a funny thing.
Greed is a funny thing, yeah, and there's
greed will.
I won't say that's not in the back of my mind, but I think that there's really a lot of money to be had, and it's better for them not to do something like that. But because then your reputation shot. But is at that point you're pulling out.
I don't know. Companies like that.
It happens.
You ever, yeah.
It does.
I
hope it's not going to happen here.
Yeah. Well, let's, give me 30 days. And
put some profit in, take some profit out.
I'll get in. But right now I'm watching Algorand, and I'm going to, as soon as I can see a comfortable profit on Algorand.
Well, and the reason is they've reduced their interest tremendously.
Yeah, they're not paying interest. So,
it's like back to bank days.
I don't care whether or not, because I think they're going to lose by dropping that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be as tradable as they were when they were at 4%.
Sure.
So it might be very difficult getting the value back up because they've kind of cut off one leg.
Yeah.
Because they're, makes them more valuable if people are trading them. And if they're not offering more than 1-2%, then, might as well buy DAI.
Yeah, because it's not a stable coin. You know what the price of the coin is going to be, and you're going to get interest out of it. It's not even that. But now it's not even that.
Yeah, so Algorand has shot themselves in the foot. And likely,
but that could be in their long-term plans. I don't know. We don't know. I mean, it still could be a good coin as long as the value of the coin goes up.
Yeah.
And if they can't do that, then I see that it's a less of a
Find
value, in my
another one
opinion.
that's got.
Yeah.
There's other coins
Sure.
that pay a percentage that
Sure.
I'm even collecting on some. I just have very little into it. So
Ooh, I'm gonna move my Doge.
yeah.
I think that's 3% over in Nexo, so I think I'm gonna move it to Nexo because I'm familiar with Nexo and I've already used them.
Yep.
So hey, 3% and they pay daily,
Wow.
so I'll take that. It's 526 coins is not a lot, but it will generate a decent return if I don't
Right.
do anything with it. And hopefully one day Doge has another spike like it did before.
Hopefully one
Then
day.
maybe I get out of it
One
at that point.
day.
But I take what I get in the meantime.
One day.
We're always looking for
And
that
if,
bankroll.
and if it weren't for those meddling teenagers, I'd have gotten away with it.
Those pesky kids.
Get off my lawn.
You and your dog.
So, I think that's all we got for tonight.
I think so. I think so.
We're going to come
Appreciate
back.
all the likes. Appreciate all the views.
Yes. Yes. Nice being
Nice
out
seeing
there.
you, Maria.
Nice to have you see us at least.
That's right.
Yeah. All right,
We
folks.
won't get any prettier, but that's all right.
What's that?
And we're not getting any prettier, but that's okay.
Oh, I will be. I'm working on that. Getting prettier every day. All right, folks. That's all we got. We're out of here.
Have a good night.
Have a great week. Bye.